In recent years, I've been thinking a lot about what legacy is going to be left behind when I finally shuffle off this spinning globe that we call Earth. What is going to be left behind to show that I was ever here? Is there even going to be any evidence that I ever existed in this world? And just to give a bit of context here, I'm at that point in my life now, 54 years old, where I haven't got children, which is through personal choice. I'm not married, so the chances of me ever having children is obviously pretty slim, and to be honest, at this point in life I don't think I'd want to have children. So it's not as though I can even rely on, if I haven't done anything with my life, perhaps my children will go on to do great things and I'll be kind of like, the top row of their Wikipedia family history when it says who their father was. So, I can't even fall back on that. It's basically the only thing that's being left behind in this world is either something that I create or something that I pass on to other people in the way of thoughts or knowledge or that kind of thing. And it's it can be a real kind of mind confusing one, this, because I don't know who really wants to feel that after all they've gone through in this world, all they've gone through in their life, however many decades they managed to survive, to just have that thought that once they're gone, that's it. You're just forgotten, that nobody even remembers that you were ever here. If you don't have children, then basically within a few decades, everybody who ever came into contact with you in your life has also shuffled off. So there's literally nothing left unless your name is in print somewhere, or you've created some spectacular monument which will be seen by generations after generations. Then that's it. You're gone. You're nothing. You're dust, and nobody remembers the name of the dust. So in a roundabout way, that's kind of the sort of thinking that's led me to create channels like this. I mean, for the last, getting on for 30 years now, I've been writing stuff and posting stuff on the internet. Back in 1998 was when I first started writing stuff and putting it online, so that's 28 years ago. And a lot of the driving force behind that, and a lot of the driving force behind why I've been trying to write music and why I've tried to write books, is just that feeling that I want there to be some kind of record after I'm gone. Like I say, if nothing's left of you and you think, why the hell did I go through all this? All the trials and tribulations of life just to be gone and basically contributed nothing and left nothing behind. Now I'm not saying that it's always good to leave something behind. Some people are remembered for doing horrific stuff, so legacy is not always rosy. But I feel that I need some kind of meaning, and obviously it's one of these things you don't think about so much when you're young, because you've got your whole world, you've got the whole world in front of you. You've got your whole life ahead of you, and you think that, at some point down the line, it's all going to come together. In your 20s, you might fob it off and think, my 20s is just for figuring it all out. Once I reach my 30s, that's when I'm really going to start making a difference and contributing and giving something back, and then your 30s passes and you get into your 40s and you think, right, this is the tipping point. This is suddenly now where I've got all this knowledge behind me. I'm going to start using it, and your 40s comes and goes, and like I say, then you get to my age, you get into your 50s and you start thinking, well, like some of the people I went to school with didn't even make it to this age. So you start thinking to yourself, well, I need to start doing something. I need to. This can't have all been for nothing. I need some. I need something to show. Well, in fact, actually, let me rephrase that. It's not just something because just to say I need something to show that I was here. That sounds very egotistical, as though I want there to be monuments to me or something. It's not necessarily. I want people to remember me. It's just I want to feel that I've left something behind. Because you can change something for the better, and nobody will necessarily remember you, but your legacy may still remain. You could cure world poverty or something, but nobody would necessarily know that. With every major innovation or project that happens, there's always people behind the scenes that contribute a lot to it, and they're never actually recognised for it. So it's not necessarily all about a recognition and having your name chiselled into the walls of history. It's just about feeling that when you leave this world, you've kind of left it through your efforts in a slightly better state than when you came into it. It's that kind of feeling. So for me personally, at the moment, like I say, it's really the reason why I'm sat here at the moment making videos, because I kind of need to feel that in some way I'm doing something, in some way I'm giving something back. I mean, I'd like to be able to do it through music. I'd like to be able to do it through writing books, but you have to explore all these different avenues. You have to try to just see how many different ways you can just get something out into the world. So I'm here making these videos in the hope that maybe along the way something I say may resonate with you. Maybe it will help you in some way. Maybe it will make you see things in your own life with a bit more clarity, or maybe it will make you take a closer look at things in your own life that you've never really given some thought to. If in some way I can just give something to somebody that will make things better. Now again, people can misinterpret that, and they say, well, if you just want to give something to somebody and make their life better, then just donate a load of money to somebody. Well, for a start, I don't have a load of money to donate to anybody. I barely have money to donate to myself half the time. But again, I think just throwing money at stuff is not necessarily the way that I want to go about things, because it's still not giving anything. It's still not giving anything personal. It's not giving a piece of me. I'm handy. If you hand over money, yes, you're sort of helping, but you're never leaving behind something that's uniquely you. There could be 100 or 1,000 or 10,000 or 1 million people who could also give the exact same amount of money as you. So, from my point of view, I feel like I'm not giving anything unique. The only way I can give something unique is by giving people something that comes from in here, something that other people might not have in the same way I have. That's where the sort of uniqueness comes from. That's where the feeling that you've actually that you've actually given something, that you've left some sort of legacy. It comes from what what you actually create, or say that's my thinking anyway. It needs to be something personal. So that's just a little insight into my mind. If I can help people in some way, then maybe that will be my legacy. If I can spend the next 40 years of my life doing that, if I'm lucky enough to live for the next 40 years, or even if I spend the next 5 years or the next 10 years doing it, then hopefully when that sort of dark cloud finally does descend upon me, I can feel like I can sort of go out smiling that I've left something behind. So there we go. Let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments. Have you ever had these same feelings, or is it just me? Bye for now.